Welcome to What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions.
Yeah, we got our buddy, our returning buddy.
Yeah, man.
The first annual. I don't know if we call it 2020 or 2021, but the first annual.
I would say first annual.
BIMP Award winner for Best Drinking Buddy. He was a presenter.
Well, also
as well.
Might have been the first actual award winner, even if you go back to our conversations about awards.
Yes.
You know, I think you were the first, like when we first said, let's do an award show, let's give out awards, and we were like, we should do an award for Best Drinking Buddy. I think that was probably our first award we came up with, and you were the first person that we thought of as an award winner, too.
It's prominently displayed in my new living room now.
Nice.
And my parents came in for my surgery, and my mom walks in the house and she picks it up and goes, "What is this?" I was like, "Well, let me tell you." And I ended up bringing up the episode so she could watch and listen to it. And
Nice.
That's awesome.
she's like, "I understand why."
Well, what we've done, you went through What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions, but now we have What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions for repeat offenders.
Yeah, man.
So, from the 87,462 trash questions, we pulled in another 7.
All right.
So these are definitely not as good as the original 7 questions.
Right.
Okay.
That bar was
Right.
really high. This is
we could never
substantially
reach,
lower.
Yeah, there's no way to reach that bar. So
All
these are like 7 mediocre to solid questions.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But they still invite conversation.
Indeed.
So, yes. So, all right. So are you ready, sir,
Oh, I'm ready.
to have your nooks and crannies buttered once again?
I'm so ready. I'm glad I got drunk before this.
Nice. Well, we're having some Jameson right now. Don't know if you have anything right now, but cheers if you do.
No, I'm actually I slammed my beer before I came back here.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I'll cheers
I
you
took
then.
my my medication, slammed my beer, and sat down. They don't say you should be combining the two, but my post.
We don't condone it.
Well, we all do.
But
No.
hey, it happens. Sometimes.
It's not about condoning. It's about
It was an anti-inflammatory, so it's okay.
about recognition. You know, I don't want to be
Yeah, and I had
inflammatory.
surgery. I had surgery 3 weeks ago, so it was an anti-inflammatory. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think I'm a dick. Drinking is an anti-inflammatory.
Is it? Yeah, you know what?
Makes me less of a dick.
Yeah.
When my doctor after the surgery was like, "Okay, here's all your medication," I said, "Yeah, you forgot one." He says, "What's that?" I said, "Beer." What do you mean? I said, "Man, beer solves all the world's problems, and if I'm in pain, I'm going to drink a couple beers." Because I don't really recommend that right after surgery. So I waited till the next day, and then I had a beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, and I have said this to a doctor before. They did say, I recommend you don't have any alcohol. And I said, recommend. Do you prohibit it?
Well, I promised him, too, that it would be light beer.
Oh,
right.
see?
You know,
Come on.
Like, I'm being responsible. I'm not a heathen.
yeah. No,
Right.
that's just, you're hydrating.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
Yeah.
just, like you said, it's an anti-inflammatory.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm in.
All right. Here we go. Bacon is My Podcast presents What's Your Bacon in 7 Questions for repeat offenders. So we're going to see if you can repeat being offensive. Number 1. And this actually, I have been waiting to ask you specifically this because I know
Oh, there are lots.
in professional wrestling there is a lot of this. Just
Okay.
like in music there is, right? What are some of the unwritten rules of your job or profession?
Oh, shake everyone's hand when you walk into a locker room.
Okay.
Acknowledge like everyone. And it used to be start with the veteran of the locker room and work your way down. Now it's just make sure. And now since COVID, it's fist bumping and stuff like that. But make sure you acknowledge everyone in the locker room and you show the respect where it's where it's due.
I've heard that it can be pretty dicey if someone doesn't do that stuff, like especially in the past. Is it since COVID? You said it's cool for like fist bumping and stuff like that. Has it relaxed at all, or is it still like, yo, acknowledge still?
Nope, still acknowledge. You still pay respect to the people
I
that
think
came
that's good.
before you
I
and
think it's
stuff. Yeah.
Is it still like thank you for the house at the end of the night and stuff too, or
Sometimes there's a name there. There's a name there, but normally the other unwritten rules you should always stay till the main event's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One, it's probably a great main event. but two, it shows respect to the main event because they had, they're working their asses off. And trust me, I've been in the main event many times, and it sucks when you're the last one leaving the building and you're the last one going to the bar and stuff like that,
Right.
So that's why I always bring road sodas with me. I always have a cooler with me, so that way I have something. Right when I get done with the match, I'm able to get a couple beers in and stuff.
Well, that's kind of like with this guy. He's usually the main event.
Yeah.
When he plays,
Last.
AKA playing last.
AKA last.
But we stay.
And
We stay.
yeah, and there's like exceptions to the rule. Like we wrestled the Briscoes in Lowell, Massachusetts one time, and we were the opening match. We were supposed to be in the main event, but they moved us to the opening match, and Mark and Jay Briscoe left right after our match. And that's only because Mark's wife went into labor and was having a child. So, like, there's unwritten rules that you don't have to stay till the end of the show.
Yeah,
right.
Something's going on.
That's important.
It's fair.
Having
That's
a kid.
fair.
Yeah.
Well, there's a big difference in music and pro wrestling on the non like selling out the garden level.
Right.
Whereas just because you're last doesn't mean you're responsible for the house. You didn't bring the house down.
Right.
I mean, we do.
Yeah.
Of course.
Also, that's when the money gets handed out. It's after.
It's also everybody
It
stays.
is
in
after.
touch. That's
It
when
is.
everybody gets paid.
Unless you were in my position where when I go into indie shows, if I don't know the promoter, you're paying me at least half up front. Just because I don't know you.
That makes
Smart
sense.
move. Smart
That
move.
This
makes-
is my job, Another unwritten rule that we have is, and I don't know if this might carry over into music too, is never check your gear bag when you're flying. You
Yes.
never check your gear. You can check your overnight clothes, you can check your merch, but the stuff you wear in the ring, that comes on the plane with you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when we go even AV jobs that I do.
Yeah.
We do together and we do flyouts, and I got my road case where it's like, okay, all the pertinent stuff is in here, and I made sure that it's FAA approved and ready to go.
Stuff you need when the lights are on, show starts. That stuff that you need for that comes with you or on you.
Yep.
I've actually gotten up to the gate, and the gate agent wouldn't let me put my bag. She was like, "Oh, we're gonna have to check that." I said, "No, you don't." She says, "Yeah, no, we're gonna have to check that." So hold on a second. And I opened the bag and I put everything on that I was gonna wrestle with over my street clothes. So what are you doing? I'm like, I need these for tonight, and if you lose my bag, I need.
Right.
That's amazing.
So
I
I
did that.
got off the plane, and the guy who was picking me up was actually a good buddy of mine. He looks at me, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "She wanted me to check my bag. I'm not doing that."
Dude, when my band, so anytime that we've flown anywhere, it hasn't been too many times, but anytime we did, it was always like, okay, you check your bag with your clothes, and your guitar and your pedals come with you on the plane.
Yep.
Right? And the guitar on the plane is always an issue. It's always, especially if you got 3 guys coming in with them.
Yeah.
When we went to China to play, we literally, like, there's a video out of us seeing how many of our T-shirts each of us can put on that we were gonna sell, so that we're going on the plane, like we're ready to go on the plane like that, and we put them all on just to make sure that if we had to check certain bags, because we put our merch that we were gonna sell in our carry-ons, and our clothes was in our check bags,
Yes.
right? Because we were like, yo, we gotta sell our shit.
You gotta make that money.
Gotta make
You gotta
money.
make
I'll
that
wear the
money.
same outfit every day
Yeah.
if I have to. I'm selling merch and we're playing this show.
Yeah.
You can get a good 2 weeks out of a good pair of underwear.
Absolutely.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Flipping it inside out, turning it around, all that.
That's
Washing
right.
it in the
Rinse
hotel.
it out in the sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other unwritten rule.
Okay.
Wash your gear.
Wring it out in a
Oh
lake.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard some nasty stories about some unwashed gear for
Oh.
sure in the past.
I've wrestled guys. I watched a guy get kicked out of a locker room because he smelled so bad.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
And,
That's
and, and I remember telling him too, like, dude, shave your armpits. He's like, I'm not a girl. I don't shave my armpits. I go, dude, you're not putting me in a headlock with hairy armpits. Like, I'm not putting my head
Yeah,
back.
dude.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Hair,
and we're
hair, is,
deodorant.
hair is a breeding ground for bacteria.
Yes.
It is. It is. And then I told him too, wash your gear. Or Febreze it. At least Febreze it, you know?
Right.
It's
That's what
something.
that's for.
That's how we get
How can
ants.
you not tell you smell?
Yeah.
There are people. Yeah, it's pretty on. Ugh. Ugh. All right. Question number 2 is this: what is the best, or what is the better, useless superpower? Either color manipulation, which is the ability to change the color of anything,
Okay.
Or cheese manipulation, where you have the ability to shape and manipulate cheese.
Which is what is now? Which is worse, or which is you don't
Which
need?
is
or
better?
Which is the better
Oh,
useless
cheese.
power?
Cheese.
Yeah.
The cheese manipulation. You know, I live in North Carolina. Being from Wisconsin, there's times I want to manipulate some cheese.
Yeah, man.
Well, I feel like Wisconsin knows their way around cheese, so they've probably already manipulated it into whatever form
Yeah,
you
but
may need.
when you travel the world like I do, there's some cheeses where you're wondering why it's classified as cheese.
Oh, I believe it.
So I would definitely manipulate cheese.
I like that.
Nice. Question number 3. This goes back to our other question, or some of our other discussion already. What is the very first thing that you wash in the shower?
Oh, what is it? So, you know, it's my armpits.
Armpits.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very conscious on how my armpits smell. I don't know why. Maybe it's from being a kid and beating up my brother and him telling me my armpits always smell. I don't know. But
Maybe.
yeah, that's the first go-to.
I think that first time you smell your own BO.
Right. Well, it's usually
Right.
from the armpits.
Yeah, that first time.
It's
smell
not
your
until
own-
much
you do
later
one
that
of
it comes
these,
from lower.
You do one of these and you're like, what?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And if you think about it too, like let's say you're single, you're out at a bar. Like the girl's not gonna smell your junk till later. It's your armpits that she's gonna smell first.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Right. And it's
You
not.
know? And if
until
your pits smell, I'm sure your junk smells. So
Right.
Also true. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's not until much later in life. I feel like much later in life is when the junk, like the area smell, can
Yeah.
radiate.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not until much later in life, though.
Have you ever and have either of you ever gone home with a girl? I'm clearly way before anybody was in any committed anything, but
Sure.
like gone home with a girl and done that like I'll be right back and went into the bathroom. And
Oh, of
then,
course.
And then when you noticed that whatever part of you smelled that you checked, washed it in the sink.
Yeah.
after wrestling shows, like
Yeah.
if there's no showers at the building, you know, again when I was single, if I picked someone up, the first thing I went was, all right, well let me run to the bathroom and
You freshen up.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's you know,
Powder
It's
room
a-
is not just for women.
no.
What's
I've actually left a woman's house because she took her pants off, and I was like, "Yep, no, I gotta go," just because it was so bad.
I've had a similar experience.
Yeah, it's
I've had a similar experience.
Well, that's because it was before the days of Manscaped. to crop up.
That's right.
20% off promo code.
I
BIMP.
actually carry that in my gear bag, the ball deodorizer. So after a
Nice.
show, if my
Yeah.
wife and I are going out, I'll toss that on there.
It's,
Dude, it's the
It
best.
smells amazing.
It's the best thing.
yeah,
It is.
we actually give these out to everybody,
Yeah.
literally to everyone. They
Of
send
all-
us packs and packs and packs of it, and like we did a festival recently, and we just hand them out to the bands that have just played. We're like, okay, you've been on tour for a little while, and
Yeah.
you just played. You need that.
I'll go so far as to say Manscaped, like everything they make is really, really top notch.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with them sponsoring like at all. It's like I use everything. But their greatest creation, crop mops.
Yeah,
Bad boys.
Crop
Yeah.
mops.
Bad boys.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and they travel well. Like I
Yeah.
said, I have it in my gear bag. I have the ball deodorizer I have in my gear bag, and then whenever we travel out of town, I always throw that right with my deodorant. So
That's the way to go.
Absolutely.
That's the way to go, man.
if I can't get in the shower, I'm tossing that on. You know.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
100%.
All right, question number 4. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family had assumed you had done?
Public nudity.
Okay.
Public nudity.
I feel like
They probably, especially when I'm drinking Jack Daniels. When I drink Jack Daniels, I take off my clothes and want to fight.
oh. Okay.
If you got time for a story, I'll tell you a funny story.
Go
So
for
when
it.
I was
We will make time for a story.
when I was training with Harley Race down in Missouri, Joe Hennig had just come in, Mr. Perfect's son, and we got along because he's from Minnesota, I was from Wisconsin. We ended up going up to this bar, and this bar was really great because they always, for the rest of it was charge $1 a beer. That's all it was. And Joe goes, "Well, $1 a beer, cool. Like, how about we do some shots?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "All right, we'll do some Jack Daniels, but we got to do it the Mr. Perfect way." I said, "All right, well, what's that?" What it is, you take the shot, you got to gargle it for 10 seconds and then swallow it.
Oh,
Oh, what did you do?
And the reason he did that was if he's buying the shots, he's making sure everyone's drinking it. So many people would just,
Right.
you know, you do
Yeah.
half a shot or whatever, you know. this was Kurt's way of making sure everybody's drinking because he's spending the money on it.
Nice.
Well, we ended up doing the bottle, like just finishing their bottle there, and we are just gone. Well, the next morning I wake up and I'm in my apartment. I'm laying on the couch. I'm butt naked, and my girlfriend at the time, she comes out. I'm like, I'm sorry. She's like, sorry for what? That's why. Obviously, I did something stupid because I'm naked laying on the couch. So I'm sorry for whatever it is I did. And, can we just make up now and not have this drawn out fight? She goes, we didn't fight. So what do you mean we didn't fight? She goes, you don't remember? I said, no. She goes, you don't remember getting absolutely completely drunk and you and Joe taking your clothes off and going out in the middle of town and challenging the whole town to a fist fight? I said, no. He said, yeah, you guys were on Main Street butt naked, yelling at the top of your lungs, challenging any person to come out and fight you two. I said, really? I said, how did I get home? She goes, I don't know. I just woke up and you were naked on the couch. I knew you were safe. Next thing you know, there's a knock on my door. I open my door. There's Joe with a towel around his waist going, what did we do last night?
Oh, man.
I'm curious.
That is great.
I'm curious as to, like, okay, getting drunk and getting, like, hyped up and wanting to fight. Okay. Getting drunk and getting hyped up and wanting to get naked. Okay. How do those things...
How do they correlate?
I don't know. And it only happens when I drink Jack Daniels because there's been another time where we were camping and my buddies and I polished off a bottle of Jack Daniels. And my wife said that I took off all my clothes and was running around to different campsites wanting to fight people.
Wow.
And it took them, they had to bring me back. And I guess I fell in a river. Like my clothes were, somehow my clothes ended up in the river and I went to go after the clothes. And there's this whole thing. But anyways, my whole tent was wet. My clothes were sitting outside, neatly folded, wet. And my wife goes, "You got to stop drinking Jack Daniels because we can't afford bailing you out of jail. Because you're gonna get two tickets. You're gonna get public nudity and you're gonna get fighting somebody. The drunken disorderly, aggravated assault, and public nudity." And she goes, "We can't afford all three. Choose one."
Well, the good thing is you're probably not going to get many takers on the fight.
Right.
Probably not. To this day, I haven't. So
right, like
Yeah.
if someone was in the middle of the street nude, challenging for fights, I don't think I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll fight him."
Yeah.
maybe that's my drunk mind. Because when you're drunk, you have a different mind. Maybe that's my
Right.
drunk. I call it the drunk consciousness.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think you have a subconscious and all that. You have a drunk conscious too.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
think
that's
the
a whole
drunk
other
con-
level.
yeah.
Yeah, I think my drunk conscious knows I'm a tough guy, but naked, no one's going to challenge me being a tough guy.
Right.
Well, I'd be hard pressed with clothes on to be like, "Yeah, I'll fight you, buddy."
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. But
Yeah, I
It's,
don't.
but it's almost a guarantee you won't if I'm naked.
yeah,
Oh,
right?
it's an absolute guarantee.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
about
yeah,
almost.
you're right.
See, there's still a chance if I'm clothed. Naked, there's no
Although,
chance.
So this is actually an act of genius.
wait though,
On your-
Now that I'm thinking about it, you're absolutely right. I got to text Joe this. Joe, we came up with something.
This is genius. Yeah.
you ever call him Joe McGillicuddy just to fuck with him?
When he came out with that stupid name. And you know how he came up with the last name? He was at a bar and they said, "We need a name right now," and somebody ordered McGillicuddy shots.
Is that really?
Yeah. So he was
Okay.
Mike McGillicuddy or whatever it was. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why would you agree to that? He's like, they're paying me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, at that point.
On the anniversary of his debut of that name, I text him. I'll text him every day, every year.
Nice.
That is amazing.
And he gets so angry. You made the decision.
Oh man.
But I love him. He's a
Here we
great
go.
guy.
That's so funny, man.
Question number 5.
Yeah. Question number 5. I was like totally ready to keep talking about that.
No. We're gonna go back
we
to
gotta,
this.
we gotta keep
We're
moving.
gonna go back.
We
to
gotta keep
this.
moving. Question number 5. All right.
Yeah.
If you had to choose between only eating pre-chewed food or only communicating through interpretive dance for the rest of your life, which one of those would you choose?
Probably pre-chewed food.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You'd let somebody baby bird you for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I would. I have kids, so
Yeah.
So no interpretive dance.
dude, my regular dance looks like interpretive dance and nobody knows what I'm saying, so I do the pre-chewed food.
So it's not even like I don't want to do that thing. It's
so-
nobody's gonna understand.
It's so funny because when we've asked that question, people are like, pre-chewed food, baby birding,
Yeah.
and Bruiser's like, interpretive dance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
I tried to sexy dance to my wife, and she goes, "Are you having a seizure? Like, what's going on here?"
What you need is some Jack Daniels.
Right.
Probably, yeah.
You can challenge it to a fight.
There's
Yeah,
there's a level. There's like right before fight is sexy dance.
Yes.
Yes, you're totally right.
Right?
There's video out there. So James Storm found out one time that I'm a horrible dancer because my wife told him. And so we were in a match, and out of the blue, just totally, we didn't talk about it in the back. Me and him are in a tag team, and out of the blue, he goes, he stops the match. He goes, "We're going to have a dance-off, Bruiser versus this guy." And I'm looking at him like, "What?" He goes, "Your wife told me how good of a dancer you are." I'm like, "I suck. Like, I'm not going to win." And there's video. It is, that's why I choose pre-chose food. I cannot.
That's
dance.
fantastic.
That's
See,
My
man,
interpretive dance. If I'm communicating through interpretive dance, like, I'm going to get nothing that I want.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like, I'll
That's
be
amazing.
ordering a beer at a bar with the interpretive dance. They'd probably walk up and hand me some jalapeno poppers or something. Like,
right? Yeah,
it's not going to work.
But then you'd know. You'd be like, "That's the dance for jalapeno poppers." All right.
I guess.
I'll move on.
You'd
I'll
eventually
use the sprinkler next
You'd
time.
eventually get what you want. It would just take a long time. You'd have to decode.
Yeah.
It would be expensive, too, because I'd probably have to pay for the
Might be
jalapeno poppers.
expensive.
What if one's a hooker? I don't want a hooker.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah,
true.
good call.
That's true.
That's expensive.
Or a hooker with jalapeno poppers.
Exactly.
That's dangerous in so many ways.
Right.
So many ways.
Although it makes it a little bit more exciting.
I suppose it does.
A little spicy.
I'm a little more intrigued now. If I was approached by a hooker, and I was approached by a hooker that had a plate full of jalapeno poppers, I'd be like, "What are you about?
Yeah.
You would inquire her menu, right?
You have stories.
Is this included?
I want to know how this came about."
Is this included? Is this a
Right.
meal? Like,
Wait, same price? Both of you guys? I'd be like, "Girl, you need help. You, come with me."
Can I keep the plate? Is that a commemorative? Is that a keepsake? Or, okay.
Are we eating these?
yeah, what did she do with the poppers?
What's happening with these poppers?
Right. Well, where did they come from?
and
this
where
like
are they going?
Where they come from? Where are they going?
Yeah.
Is this like a stripper with ping pongs? Where you're like, hey, where are those? Oh, that's where they go.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa!
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
The trajectory.
I
My
just want
goodness.
to. I just want to Forrest Gump that.
All right. Bruiser, question number 6.
This is why we don't do
And this is-
discussions and drinks before.
Right, exactly. Exactly. All right. Question number 6, and this is very important. You will be harshly judged.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Question
is
number
one.
6.
All right.
Toilet paper. Does the
Yeah.
roll go over or under?
Over. It's over.
Yeah.
Man knows.
If you like,
I
let's
will
say-
change it in a restaurant bathroom or a bar bathroom or some other bathroom. If it's the wrong way, I will change
I was
it. I'm that
legit-
guy.
I was gonna
me too.
ask if
Me
you.
too.
Yeah, I'll do that in people's
Any
houses.
bathroom I'm in. Yeah.
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 I was gonna say, have you ever gone to, as opposed to feeling stinky and sweaty before getting invited over to a lady's house after a wrestling show, instead of going, man, I smell pretty bad, see the paper towel roll and go, no.
Yeah, I'd leave. I'd write Savage on the wall, and then I'd leave.
That is perfect. I love
Right.
that. I love it.
Yeah.
We made it.
We are here.
We are here at question number 7.
And this is just a preview.
Right.
This is just a
Yeah.
preview episode.
Yeah. You guys know what you're in for. Or maybe not. I don't even know what we're in for. So question number 7. Breezy, you get to pick one Halloween costume from your past to wear every day for the
Okay.
rest of your life. Which costume is it?
Ghostbusters outfit.
Nice. Explain
that
the
was-
costume.
That was
what
Peter
who you-
Venkman. That was Peter Venkman.
Hell yeah.
And,
course-
and,
Of course you were. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to be Peter Venkman.
then my brother was it Spangler or whatever?
Spangler?
He was,
Okay.
yeah, he was him. And then
Nice.
we made my sister dress up as Slimer.
That's awesome.
She's like, "Can I just put a sheet over my head?" We're like, "No, we gotta
Nope.
paint you green and throw shit at you."
Right.
That's amazing. That is so good.
That's
Well,
a good one.
We made our own proton packs out of cardboard and old like dryer hose, and then we took super
Oh,
soakers and we painted them
nice.
and we changed them all around. Yeah, everything was homemade except for the
Dude, that's-
jumpsuits. Like my dad went out and actually got us like brown jumpsuits, but
Right,
my mom
okay.
wrote the names on there and
That's
we
sick.
drew the logo and all that. Yeah, it was great.
That's awesome. I love the homemade proton packs.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. I've seen a couple just from like cosplayers, and I've even
Yeah.
seen like little kid like when we did my band did an album cover that had a kid with the cover of the album was a little kid with a jetpack that was out of 2-liter bottles, and then like the fire out of the bottom of the jetpack
Yeah.
was like paper and felt and stuff, and it was like
Nice.
we got the cover from a craft site. I found the picture of the kid on the craft site, and I contacted the mom that made it, and I was like, I want to use this for my band's album cover. Can I do that? Is there any way that I can do that? And she actually agreed to let us do it and stuff, and we made it, and we made them for our album release show, and so we had little backpacks on with
Right.
like little 2-liter bottles. That
See
we
that
painted and
those
stuff.
those were more like the goo, the pink slime.
Yeah,
That they shot.
Yeah.
Not the proton.
not the proton packs.
No,
I did have that. I had that when I was a kid. The pink goo shooter
Yeah,
well.
when I found
We had the
that
pink
picture,
goo.
I found all the cool
from Ghostbusters too.
Yeah,
yeah. Do you remember when they used to release just the jars of it was the pink goo?
yeah.
And then I think like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had the ooze,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like every cartoon or movie at the time had that little thing. We used to have like jars of
Yeah,
that
it was
all
just
over the
it was
house.
just
over the place.
It was just all Nickelodeon
There was-
slime.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when they gave you the ooze or the goo? Well, for Ghostbusters it was slime.
Slime. Yeah.
Yes.
In the firehouse, they actually had the goo or the slime that went through the different floors because it
Right,
had that like
right.
Yep.
that waffle
The waffle floor.
floor.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That is
Kids
matted
today
into
don't get
so
it.
many rugs from
Oh, yeah.
1984
Oh god, yeah.
and on. It's just matted
You're-
into all of those.
Your
floors.
shag rug.
Yeah.
That's a
Do you
bad.
remember the old furniture that had the wood sides and had the floral
Uh-huh.
cushions?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
ours
yeah.
was permanently like stained with just slime and goo and stuff like that because we'd always because they were cheap, so you can go buy them for like $2,
That's
and then
right,
we'd
yeah.
throw them at each other. And normally throw them at my sister, and pick on her because she was the youngest.
Yeah, it was like
What was the
wet.
problem, though?
It was like wet Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it just didn't stay in the shape.
Yeah.
It just went.
It
Ugh.
was
Shape.
like remember when you put it in your hand, it'd like come through your fingers and
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love that stuff.
It's so funny, and you're a dad, so like when your kids come home with it, are you the same as I am? And I'm like, no, don't touch that.
Yeah, that's
I
an
don't-
outside toy.
Yeah, no good.
Well, now like there's no toys that have it anymore, but
No.
now they learn how to make it in school.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was one of my daughter's like grade school projects. She had to make that.
yeah,
You could add like glitter and stuff to it.
Which like okay, you're gonna bring home goo and you're gonna put glitter in it.
Yeah.
That is the worst of all
Great.
time.
Oh
That
yeah,
is-
and of course the teacher made it homework. Like they're not going to make that in the classroom.
Oh,
No, you
yeah,
can make
of
that with your
course.
parents.
They're like,
Fuck with your parents about
Bring in pictures of it. Bring in
Yeah,
pictures of how
exactly.
you ruined the house.
it. Like, have your parents sign this sheet that you did it.
All right. Well, you've done this already, right?
Yeah.
So you've obviously answered these all just swimmingly.
Yeah, you've
right?
aced. You've aced it. You've aced
So
it.
we still give you the bonus question. You know what the bonus question is, but we gotta
come up with a new bonus question.
Why? This is the bonus question. It's the
All
been
right, all right,
bonus
all
question.
right. This is the
It's
same
been like
question.
2.5 years. He's on like medication and stuff.
He's still good. He's on medication.
Yeah,
He's on medication. He might not be
He might
able
not
to
remember.
think anymore.
he might not remember. Bruiser,
Yeah.
this is a multiple choice question, and
Yeah.
it goes like this: Bacon. Is it a topping? Is it a side? Is it a main course?
It's the main course.
Whoa. We'll have to go through the annals of time.
I don't remember what I
think-
said. I think no, maybe it is a side.
We're gonna have to check the annals of history.
Yeah,
See-
because I think you answered correctly the last
Yeah,
time.
I think you were right before. I mean,
Is it a
which
side? Yeah.
you can tell by our reaction that you're completely wrong.
No, I know it's a side.
No.
I don't
You
think
guys think it's a topping? It's all three. That's
Ah, there we go.
I knew I'd get there.
All right, everybody. Between now and then, what I want you to do is to look up Beer City Bruiser. Check out his vast, like, just awesome catalog of matches and just like everything he's done for the wrestling business. He's been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes and stuff like that. So, Bruiser, tell them where they can find all the things that you're doing.
And tell them if you got if they got one match to look up for you right now between now and when they come in for the full interview. What one match do you want them to see?
It would be the Bouncers versus the Briscoe brothers from Lowell, Massachusetts. And
Nice.
that would be, I can tell you exactly what it was on my birthday. So July 21st, 2019. No,
Nice.
it's 2020. I'm sorry, 2020.
Okay.
So, 2 days.
Look up that match. Check that match out.
Yeah. And, Bruiser, where can they find you?
It's on Twitter. I'm at BCB Winchester. Facebook's The Beer City Bruiser. Instagram is Beer City Bruiser. And then I'm on Cameo also. Just look up Beer City Bruiser and I'll name your kid or something.
Yeah. send some special birthday or bar mitzvah
I
greetings
like
from Beer City
I like
Bruiser.
name your kid.
I like that.
I got to name a kid.
Dude,
I
somebody
got to name a kid.
You legit got to name a kid?
They asked me that the husband won a bet, and the bet was that if he won, he gets to have me cameo and give a list of 4 names for their kid, and they would choose from those 4, and they did it.
That's amazing. If you want to know
Dude, that's
what
sick.
names he came up with,
Yeah.
come on Monday. Listen to the full episode.
And I hope one of them's Hidalgo. If I was
They're very 80s referenced, and then like a normal one.
if I was given like, we'll pick one of any 4 names you choose for our child, I'd be like, oh really? Well, here's my 4.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
Outside too is like my wife was there, and she goes, "You have to throw a regular one in there because otherwise you're gonna ruin someone's life, and you don't even know these people." I'm like, or I make this kid awesome.
Exactly.
You know, like
Hey, you know what? Once you name the kid, it's out of your hands.
Right.
They have to make themselves
to-
awesome,
They have to own that name.
right? Yeah, it's pass fail. There's
I'll
no
just send you
perfect.
guys the picture because they sent me the picture of the birth certificate with the name and stuff.
Oh, that's
so.
fantastic.
That is awesome.
That's
That is
fantastic.
awesome. All right, so if you want to know what that name is, come back on Monday for the full-on episode, the full-on hangs with Beer City Bruiser. And until then, always remember to ask yourself one super important question. What is that question?
Do you remember the question?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, I'll tell you right now. Just say, what's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
That's the goddamn question.
Yeah.